Geek Vision.
The Wits Game Show, Instant PSAs. Dave Foley and Mike Doty are given PSA topics and have to improvise announcements and songs respectively to bring light to these serious topics.
The PSA is, stay away from Bert.
Every year, 13.5% of the residents of Newcastle, New Hampshire, run into Bert. And every year, this 13.5% find themselves trapped in an unbearably dull conversation. Bert, you don't want to talk to that man.
As always, part of the fun is the goofy prompts that the Wits writing staff brings to the table, but the bulk of the humor comes from hearing what the guests make of the prompts. Whether they're easily successful...
And Dave Foley, reconsider eels.
In a time of shrinking resources, when cattle breeding denudes our planet of vital oxygen-giving trees, consider the eel, a low-fat protein source that's only mostly gross.
Or whether they struggle with it. In this case, Mike Doty giving up is almost as funny as Dave Foley effortlessly succeeding.
Are you gonna tickle that guy? No. I'm gonna kick him. It's very important. The importance of kicking, and I'll bet you anything Dave wins this round again.
Mike Doty takes the round.
We're back to pop song correspondences, and this is one of the ones where the characters are directly responding to the lyrics in conversation. In this case, it's the lyrics of The Boys Are Back in Town, as Thin Lizzy has arrived to let everyone know about the boys' return.
Guess who just got back today?
Who?
The wild-eyed boys that have been away.
Why didn't you give us a chance to guess?
How many boys are you talking about?
And this might be the fastest installment of pop song correspondences with very little breathing room.
Is this a huge mob of boy toddlers?
Haven't changed that much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy.
Wait. Are these boys or are they crazy cats?
They were asking if you were around.
The lyric is sung, the response happens immediately, and then right back to the lyrics.
Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy.
Why did you tell them where we lived?
You know, it's true. We've rigged up a series of speakers that blast ear-splitting noise at random times, all right near where the old men live. It does drive them crazy. Why did you tell the boys?
Thin Lizzy's announcement raises more questions than it answers, and the townspeople have no idea what to do with the information it does provide.
The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town.
Do the boys always travel together?
Are you the boys' publicist, or are you just weirdly obsessed with them?
I love the fast-paced nature of this correspondence. It's just as energetic as the original song with the added bonus of comedy.
Man, we just fell about the place. If that chick don't want to know, forget her.
Sorry, what's funny about a chick slapping Johnny?
If the chick don't want to know what, why slapping is funny?
Who are you?
The boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town.
And now, for the latest from movies, TV, and more, here's the crew of Entertainment OK.
The team behind Here Are the News sets their sight on entertainment news.
What do you want to put in your head?
Things that might amuse you.
And their surreal, just slightly wrong but completely unpredictable way of saying things is in full effect.
Cindy, the Star Trek movie has everyone going crazies. Mr. Kirk is back and a Spock happens. And this time they're facing a new villain played by the very scary England actor Beneflum Bembersams.
Sketches like these can't really be described, they just have to be experienced.
Thanks, Stampy. Turning to star birthdays today because we all age and decay, it's the birthday of John Wilkes Booth. He's 175. Also a guy I know who says he's a wizard, and I believe him, and he lives behind the post office in a shed. He's $1 million.
I want his diet recipes.
And they probably have to be experienced multiple times just so you're sure that you're really hearing what you think you're hearing.
Listen now, and in this story find a tale of how a man such as myself, poor in spirit and frail in purse, did come to soar into the rare world of kings. My world flipped and turned upside down, in truth as I, a clown, did find myself upon the throne, the royal chair, in the distant land known as Bel Air.
Shakespearean versions of famous works of pop culture have been a tool of parody for ages, and I'm not against it. A buddy of mine wrote this masterpiece, and it is seriously genius. You should check it out. Usually mashups like this stick pretty true to the piece of pop culture's narrative and only really alter the language. This sketch starts out looking like it's going to be more like that, and more of the jokes are about the show than about the bard.
Surely these are men, not monsters. What ho, gentlemen! I am William, son of Smith. And this is Jeffrey, a DJ of jazz.
We, a despicable pair of fellows, have but two entertainments anon. One is our boombox, which your shot errant hath struck.
Not cool, dude.
Two is our pursuit of being no good, specifically in this neighborhood.
To wit, I shall push you now thusly.
And I shall upon my shoulders lift you and spin like a tempest, as suits me.
But it soon twists to more closely resemble a Shakespeare play, or at least your vague memories from high school of what Shakespeare plays are like.
Oh, it will not hold. My friend slumbers cocooned in the finest silk whilst I freeze neath this freeway of 405. This fresh prince, this stale will, once we were ensconced so close, I, the DJ, and he, the rapper, I shall be revenged upon the prince.
And of course it goes without saying that Keegan-Michael Key is brilliant as the fresh royalty.
Play, musicians, play! The sound of lute and drum remind me not of Philadelphia. This pleases my soul, as I am now a Bel Air prince, unfettered by his old life.
I think that guy might be good at sketch comedy or something.
Here then, the Mad Men Show. Sketch.
Step 1, make the subtext text. Step 2, make the text wrong text. And there you have the Mad Men Show.
Drinking booze in their hands.
Off to another day writing advertisement sayings for me, Dan Drapel. I've got my face cigarettes and my grown-up brown drink.
Whether you're a devoted fan of Mad Men or you just know the broad strokes of it through pop cultural osmosis, this silly, almost dreamlike mangling of an average episode is delightful. John Moe himself takes on the John Hamm role, while Bill Corbett fills John Slattery's shoes.
Dune Drupal, it's me, Robert Gray-haired man.
Oh, I know you a lot. But you're not my dad, Rogers, even though it seems like it.
Janie Winterbauer shows her usual charm as Peggy.
What's wrong with you, Dune Drumble? I understand you the most.
And Joseph Scrimshaw is perfectly whiny as Pete.
Here comes me, Pet Clamble. I want things to have.
A second installment of this sketch was later performed with Michael Ian Black as Pete.
Mad Men's, we don't have time for this. We have an important talking-to meeting with a business-having man who might put money on us to come up with words and pictures to sell objects.
Right.
We all pretend because history is upside-downing us. 60s, drinking, suits.
Me too. I am part of this.
All the psychological and cultural intrigue of the show is boiled down to its most basic essence, dumbed down for a basic most audience, and dumbed down even further until it's all so dumb it's smart again.
Let's go shake hands and say things.
We'll wow them or our name isn't Starling, Copper, Drinker, Garble, Flonger, Plaggle, Mungle, Flapjack.
Because that's how it is on
The Mad Men Show.
Charlie Brown, Linus, and Sally. In another Peanuts sketch, Charlie Brown is joined by Sally, played by Ione Skye, to try to help Linus, played by Patton Oswalt, give up his blanket addiction. Linus's withdrawals immediately get a bit intense. On the one hand, this sketch lends credence to the theory that Lucy was lying in the other Peanuts sketch.
This was Lucy's idea, and she doesn't help people, okay? She's a freak, Charlie Brown. She's a fuss budget, all right? And she can't sleep if you're sleeping. She needs to know you're feeling centipedes crawling around in your skull. That's when her brain goes quiet and she can rest. She's my sister, and I love her, but she's the Marquis de Sade, and she's always been alive since Cain killed Abel, you know?
On the other hand, this sketch might be even more disturbing in its own right.
Oh, Saigon! Good grief, I'm still in stupid Saigon.
Linus, can you hear me? It's Charlie Brown.
Oh, good old Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I'm here.
Charlie, don't surf!
It's no secret that Patton has some actual dramatic chops, and his performance as Linus is stellar. He plays it so serious and so straight that it just makes the whole joke work so much better.
Fear not, for unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is the great pumpkin.
Number 49? 49?
Yeah, that's me. You're calling my number here in this deli that we're in. It's my turn to order, seeing as how you have just called my number.
Please, no expositional talk in the deli.
Once again, John Moe excels as the hapless straight man trapped in a surreal world as the deli worker reacts to his order strangely.
All the club sandwich, bag of chips, coleslaw, and cream soda.
Club, chips, slaw, cream soda?
Yes?
Let me just make sure I heard you and repeated you correctly. You want a club sandwich, you want chips, coleslaw, and cream soda.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'd like.
You've heard of how at some delis, I'm not saying this one, and I'm not saying not this one, you can use a certain code to get the good stuff, or the weird stuff, or the weird good stuff.
And it turns out John's character has accidentally stumbled upon a secret code to order a very special and possibly illegal sandwich.
But you're paying for the rarity of the animal you're eating.
What animal am I eating?
Guess.
Panda?
Yep.
Not only does this sketch mark the first of many, many, many appearances of the name Jimothy, but in the end, it turns out this seemingly standalone sketch was actually an installment of a beloved recurring sketch.
I'm Officer Ferbisham of Cop Squadron, and you just served an illegal sandwich and you ate it and I caught you.
You made the sandwich. You are arguably complicit. Why did you wait till now?
Cop reasons. Now let's head downtown.
Squadron cops, doing their job, down in the shop. Cop Squadron!
In honor of the holiday episode, John Moe wants John Munson and Janie Winterbauer to sing Baby It's Cold Outside, but everyone's concerned about the less savory elements of the original lyrics, so they decide to give the man more noble goals for keeping the woman indoors.
I really can't stay.
Baby, there's mummies outside.
I've got to go away.
I'm serious, mummies outside.
This evening has been
I'm begging you, don't
so
go out
very
there.
nice.
Oh God, it's a mummy apocalypse.
Even without the comedy, this is a gorgeous performance of this song. John, Janie, and the witnesses are all in top form, and the music and the vocals really do get me in a wintry mood. The fact that the lyrics are now funny is a bonus.
Just a half a drink more.
We should hide on the second
The neighbors
floor.
might think.
I know what's going on here.
Say what's in this drink.
The Egyptian amulet I stole.
I love comedy scenes where two people in a conversation aren't really paying attention to each other and they're just having their own separate trains of thought.
I unleashed an evil
I ought
spell.
to say no, no,
Are you
no.
even hearing what I say?
At least I'm gonna say that
the
I
scenario
tried.
is much worse than
Really
you think.
can't
And I love how Wits sketches tend to make choices that are just slightly off kilter from what even the joke choice would be. I mean, zombies is the more obvious option for the supernatural threat looming outdoors, but the fact that they went with mummies is just slightly more unexpected, and therefore it's so much funnier. But don't worry, werewolves also show up.
We must go.
Now there are werewolves too,
The answer is
mating
no.
with the mummies somehow.
This welcome has
That
been
cannot turn
so
out well.
nice and warm.
Here comes a mummy werewolf puppy storm.
Ah, so festive.
This week's game is called Clash of the Hollywood Weirdo Titans.
In this installment of the Wits Game Show, funniest man alive Paul F. Tompkins and sensational singer-songwriter Amy Mann have to come up with premises and theme songs respectively for fictional movie titles. And maybe I'm just biased because I love these people so much, but man, I revisit this one over and over and it never gets old for me. There are so many highlights. Amy's very descriptive theme to the thumpening,
The locksmith and Mr. Freeze. Harkening back to the days of Cecil B.
Paul giving the funniest casting announcement ever,
Vincent Gallo.
Oh.
And Vincent Gallo.
Amy floundering when the tables are turned.
Get to the emu attack.
The emu's attack. What do you want me to say? It's a simple plot.
Paul thriving when the tables are turned with the earwormiest emu song of all.
Emu attack. Emu attack. It's happening. Emu attack.
And a conclusion tailor-made for John Moe's Twitter followers.
The name of the film is Ghost Catchers.
If there's weird things happening and it's around you, someone has to be called. Who will that be? The answer, Ghost Catchers.
It's a game show where nobody loses, especially not the audience.
Pop song correspondences. The notes, mumblings, and screamings of a guy who's fallen down a well.
When I first listened to this episode, I was in my car on the way to work, and when the pop song correspondence started up, I didn't immediately recognize the music. I listened to John's plight as the guy trapped in the well, and his delight when someone started to show up, still wondering where this was going. But as soon as the lyrics kicked in, I started laughing so hard that I almost had to pull over.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked to you as it fell, and now you're in my way.
I think she spotted me. Hello, hey, hi. Please rescue me from the bottom of this well.
How did I not see it coming? It was perfect. Yeah, the song had been the target of countless memes since its debut, but it was truly tailor-made for the pop song correspondence treatment.
Hey, that's kind of weird to flirt with the guy at the bottom of a well and instead of rescuing him, but okay.
The dark, cruel fate of John's Lost Hiker is the perfect counterbalance to the bubblegum pop silliness of Carly Rae Jepsen. And yet, Jamie Winterbauer and the Witnesses actually make the song sound pretty good.
Ripped jeans, skin was showing, hot night, wind was blowing. Where do you think you're going, baby?
Nowhere.
The performance gleefully embraces the song's light catchiness, while the dialogue cruelly deflates the emptiness of the lyrics, and the sketch has something for you whether you love or hate the song.
Save me. Wait, what are you doing? Are you dropping a piece of paper down here?
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe.
And there you have it, just a few of my favorite segments from this delightful radio show and podcast. So, if you're a Wits fan, what were some of your favorite moments from the series? Let me know in the comments, and if you've never heard of Wits, I'm sorry I spoiled so many of the jokes for you, but you can check out every episode at witsradio.org. I guarantee you, no matter what episode you listen to, you'll find at least one thing that makes you laugh, and probably even something that moves you. And if you follow me on Twitter, you've already seen me retweet John Moe constantly, but come on, just follow John Moe on Twitter yourself. The man is smart and funny. What more do you want from a person you follow on Twitter? You read Twitter for jokes and smart things. That's all you use Twitter for. And until next time, this is Dave signing off.